Kennedy, and you're watching Dante Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Well, I've been talking to some very close sources to the situation, and what I'm hearing, Manny Pacquiao is not just in negotiations, but in serious negotiations with Adrien "the Problem" Broner. Now, you guys have already seen the reports that Manny Pacquiao, at first, he was looking at either Terrence Crawford, Tim Bradley, or Amir Khan. Now, what I just heard from a very close source of mine, it's not really that surprising, but it turns out Manny Pacquiao, according to this source, he had no interest at all in fighting against Terrence Crawford, especially after Terrence Crawford's last performance. I'm also being told that Tim Bradley, he was a very serious candidate until Team Pacquiao seen the type of backlash they were receiving from fans when they insinuated they would be fighting Tim Bradley a third time. Now, this is not to suggest that Tim Bradley is out of the runnings, but it does suggest that we may actually have a better chance of watching Pacquiao versus Broner. Not only that, but it seems to me, and this is just complete speculation of my own, but it just seems to me if Floyd Mayweather was deciding to come back for that 50th fight, if Manny Pacquiao were to beat little brother Adrien Broner, that would promote the hell out of a Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao rematch, right? I mean, it's no different than people trying to say that Canelo wasn't ready for Floyd Mayweather when he fought him, even though he had 40 plus fights and he was already a two-time champion, which when Floyd Mayweather was in his early 20s, it could be argued that he was actually better than he is today. Of course, he's closer to 40 now, so that makes a lot of sense. But I believe that a lot of fans, they wanted to believe, at least watching Canelo beat lesser competition and his dominant performance, or whatever you want to call it, over Miguel Cotto, because I know some people thought it was real close, some people thought it was a blowout. But whatever you want to call it, people were so impressed with Canelo's performance that it gave them a false hope or belief that now Canelo is all of a sudden this better fighter, and now if he fights against Floyd Mayweather, it's going to be a different type of fight. Let me just say this. Canelo was always a good fighter. He was a good fighter when he fought against Floyd Mayweather. He's the same Canelo that he was when he fought against Mayweather as when he fought against Cotto. Matter of fact, if you go watch both of those fights, watch Canelo versus Mayweather, then go watch Canelo versus Cotto, you'll notice Canelo is doing the exact same moves in the Cotto fight that he was doing in the Mayweather fight. The only difference is he was successful with landing a lot of those punches, so therefore, a lot of the moves, a lot of the traps Canelo was setting up, they were more effective against a Cotto as opposed to a Floyd Mayweather. I think you fans and Canelo fans, you probably don't realize it, but you're actually taking a lot of credit away from Canelo as opposed to trying to make him look better. You're actually making him look worse when you say stuff like, oh, he wasn't ready when he had 40 plus fights. He was already a two-time champion. He was 13 years younger than Floyd Mayweather and 15 pounds bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Okay? You got Floyd Mayweather closer to age 40 than Canelo is to age 20. If you can't win with all those advantages, you ain't gonna never win outside of a lucky puncher's chance, okay? So anyway, I think what we're looking at right now almost is the Canelo effect when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. If Manny Pacquiao were to dominate and beat Adrien Broner, which I would have to lean towards him slightly, that would give a lot of people a false hope that Manny Pacquiao can go in there and possibly have a better chance against Floyd Mayweather. And of course, they're going to, try to use the fact that, say stuff like Manny Pacquiao, his shoulder was injured, even though we know that Manny Pacquiao's been caught in so many lies trying to explain the shoulder injury. It's ridiculous to even take serious. You would have to be an extreme decaf to even bring it up anymore. That's how fucking much of a joke it is. But anyway, I digress. Going back to Pacquiao versus Adrien Broner, I'm being told that the negotiations are pretty serious. Now, I still believe the best fight we could have seen when it came to Manny Pacquiao is Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford, because it would have been the changing of the guards, or it would have been a resurrection of Manny Pacquiao, a rebirth of Manny Pacquiao, if you will, right? Because that is a 50-50 fight. Manny Pacquiao had a very good chance of beating Terrence Crawford and vice versa, because once again, Terrence Crawford's never been on that stage like that. So I believe because of all the different scenarios, that fight to me made the most sense. But if we're not going to get Pacquiao versus Crawford, I really like the idea of Pacquiao versus Adrien Broner. I really do. I feel it's a good look for boxing. Not only that, but this fight being made, it also proves and illustrates the fact that Al Heyman is willing to work with other promotional companies. Okay? So there's a lot of good things about this fight. And you already know the promotion, the build-up would be huge. I mean, if Adrien Broner ain't as good as Floyd Mayweather in the ring, we know he's just as good or even better when it comes to talking shit outside of the ring and selling a fight. Adrien Broner is damn good at selling a fight. We all know that. Okay? So another thing too is Adrien Broner, when it comes to inside the ring, Adrien Broner, it's funny because I mentioned this in a couple videos before Adrien Broner just recently said it, but I said that Adrien Broner, he does good against southpaws. Okay? His best win to this day was against a very, in his prime, talented DeMarco Antonio, or Antonio DeMarco. Okay? So he does very good against southpaws. The only problem, and the only thing I question with Adrien Broner is, can he deal with a volume puncher who's extremely aggressive with tremendous hand speed, and that would be Manny Pacquiao. You know, of course, Adrien Broner, he took offense to people picking Pacquiao and people saying that Pacquiao would beat him easy. I mean, when you just listen to everything that's coming out, what Adrien Broner just recently said about Pacquiao, then you had Michael Kans, who reacted to what Adrien Broner said, and he was like, I really wish Adrien Broner wouldn't tell the public what's going on when it comes to negotiations. When you hear stuff like that alone, it suggests that the negotiations are serious. Okay? So this is what I'm hearing. I'm also hearing that they're playing with the idea of Adrien Broner trying to stay really active and still trying to fight Ashley Theophane before a Pacquiao fight. But they may end up scrapping that in fear of Broner possibly losing to Theophane, and then they can't make, of course, a big Pacquiao versus Broner fight. So if we're not going to get Pacquiao versus Crawford, second best thing as far as I'm concerned, Pacquiao versus Broner. I love the fight. Right now, I'm still leaning towards Pacquiao to win the fight. I don't know, depending on watching the training camps and build up to the fight, I might just change my mind. But right now, I'm leaning towards Manny Pacquiao. Okay? So that's pretty much all I got, guys. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm on to the next one.